as the Bitcoin price consolidates from this recent sell-off, and as I'm searching for quality crypto coins to invest in, here are 5 altcoins under $1 on my radar in 2025. And really, the first question we have to ask ourselves is, can the Bitcoin price recover? Because we have just seen the highest Bitcoin outflows from exchanges since July of 2024. So the last time we saw Bitcoin outflows of almost this magnitude was July 2024. The Bitcoin price was around $55,000 per coin. And although we would go on to see a lower high and then a lower low, outflows of this magnitude are always significant because they tend to mark seller exhaustion. Meaning eventually, just like when price goes up and we see buyer exhaustion eventually, there's no more new money at the moment, there's no more new buyers willing to buy at these prices. Same thing happens during sell-offs. And while that does not mean we won't see a lower low with the Bitcoin price, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what the Bitcoin price will do tomorrow, and neither do you. Outflows of this significance from exchanges tend to mark seller exhaustion. And when we compare that to stablecoins entering the market, the only reason you need to put money into stablecoins is either to farm yield or to have those stablecoins to eventually buy Bitcoin, buy crypto. Look what's happening just like here. The comparison of the March 2024 correction and the current market correction. In the current correction phase, supply of stablecoins is trending upwards. So what's that mean? Well, it means the current market is in a state where it is ready to rise quickly whenever strong catalysts emerge, right? And that's clear because although Bitcoin price is trending down, the stable coins on all exchanges is trending up. We saw something similar like this back in 2024. They circled this. I would really circle right here. Stablecoin liquidity remains strong. And then that brings us to the question then, who's selling? Well, it's not BlackRock. It's not institutions. They're actually still aggressively accumulating. Since January of 2024, ETFs, public companies in El Salvador bought almost 1 million Bitcoin. Everyone else, since January 2024, sold 657,000 Bitcoin, meaning OGs are selling, institutions are buying. This is what Bitcoin distribution looks like. And something like this does make sense. Bitcoin whales, OGs that bought Bitcoin when this space was unregulated way back in the day. They probably bought for $100, maybe $1,000 BTC. When the Bitcoin price crossed $100,000 per coin, that was a big psychological level. And they could see the new money, the public companies, the regulated entities, whales getting in. So they took profit. The crypto OGs are selling to the institutions. And that is so clear with visuals like this. Public companies with Bitcoin holdings. 2 years ago, just 33 public companies held Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Today, over 80 public companies are now buying Bitcoin. Corporate FOMO is heating up. And I asked the same question 2 years ago, but do we think this number today, 80 public companies, is shrinking or is it growing long term? And that brings us to 5 crypto coins under $1 that are still implementing in 2025. And I addressed this in detail about 3 months ago. 5 crypto investing mistakes you must avoid with real examples. But biggest mistake, valuing crypto coins on their price versus their market cap. That's what noobs do. Do not value crypto coins by their price, meaning coins under $1 means nothing. Market cap is how pros evaluate coins. For a more in-depth analysis, I encourage you to check out this video, market cap versus price, so valuable. But now understanding that price is just sort of an arbitrary but fun but engaging metric to group together different coins. Coin number 5 sitting under $1 is Cardano, coming in at 69 cents. Cardano is currently outpacing Visa. Prominent financial giant Visa. Cardano's faster, with Hydra's 15.5 billion transactions in a day. Of course, this is with Hydra, which is sort of a layer 2, a partner chain. The Hydra protocol is a layer 2 scaling solution designed to enhance Cardano's transaction throughput significantly. And the news today is this: Cardano processed over 15.5 billion transactions. And this comes right from the product manager of Input Output, one of the main developers of the Cardano blockchain.
And on December 3rd, lo and behold, we managed to get to 1 million TPS and even passed it a little bit. And after that period, you know, it was really fun because all of this happened during the Constitutional Convention. Everyone was working on the Constitution. There were, tensions for high governance, a lot of really exciting things happening at the same time. And in the midst of this, we had the Hydro Doom tournament. We got to this big milestone. I had made a really cool transaction visualizer that I saw some people were like literally streaming this thing, where you can just like see all of the transactions across all of the different Hydro heads that we used. It was just like an avalanche of transactions. And after just like 24 hours of that, we had processed 15.5 billion transactions in 24 hours. So it was really crazy.
So growth milestones like this tells me that the Cardano blockchain is prepping themselves for the big leagues, for mass adoption. Next coin on today's list that is clearly implementing during the Bitcoin crash and is currently under $1 is Algorand at about 18 cents. And many of you still aren't aware of who's building on Algorand. They are partnered with Europe's second largest electricity producer, Enel Group. Here is a recent 45-second clip of CEO of the Algorand Foundation breaking down how Enel Group is using the Algorand blockchain.
A very interesting project we have going on in Italy with Enel. It's the second biggest utility in the world, tokenizing solar credits, right? So it's the kind of the same thing. Why can't you get, and this is only enabled again in Web3, why can't you avail yourself of solar credits, right? What if you live in Ireland where it rains all the time? What if you live in an apartment building and you're on the 4th floor and you don't have access to the roof? You can buy an Enel solar panel, and that solar panel can be off in the field, somewhere where it's sunny all the time, and where Enel gets huge economies of scale, because it's better to build a lot of solar panels together in one field than it is to put them on like one solar panel on one roof all over. And so, maybe the market for trading solar credits is not going to be that liquid, but it's still critical to have that tokenization, because Enel, you can sell back to Enel if you don't use, all of your energy, you can sell back to Enel. It's tokenized, so it's a very efficient way to do things.
And what this means if you hold Algorand is that the energy industry's future isn't coming. It's already being built on Algorand. By the way, if you're looking for a great exchange to buy, sell, or trade crypto, check out exchange partner Bitunix and sign up now with referral code Altcoin Daily and get up to $8,000 plus in trading bonuses. Link down below. And next coin on today's list, still implementing, coming in at less than a penny, is Supra.
So Supra as a layer 1 smart contract platform, we do need gas like ETH and Ether and ETH. On Ethereum, you need gas to transact. Similarly, you need Supra to transact. But what's interesting about what we have to offer is that Supra also has these other services. We have price sheets. We're servicing all these other mainnets right now, layer 1s and layer 2s, on-chain randomness to power games.
And the news today is this: as Supra's layer 1 grows vertically, our Oracle services are expanding in all directions, meaning projects are collaborating with Supra, projects are using them. Our Oracle price feeds and DVRF, which is verifiable randomness function services, are firing on all emerging ecosystems. Most recently, they have 3 different blockchains, including Berachain. So cool to see more and more projects onboarding onto Supra. Another really interesting thing that's happening is World Mobile is collabing with Giggle Academy. For those who don't know, Giggle Academy is CZ, the ex-founder and ex-CEO of Binance. This is his new venture. Can you define it for somebody who's never heard of it? What is Giggle Academy?
Yeah, so it's basically a educational platform that's delivered digitally for people who don't have access to education.
And while Giggle Academy has nothing to do with crypto, they're collaborating with World Mobile.
We're here in Kenya today at Faith Junior Academy with a local community ISP to install a super low latency satellite internet service to provide Wi-Fi to the students and staff here.
With World Mobile Air Nodes, tablets, and Giggle Academy, they now have access to the internet and digital education, and by hosting an Air Node, the school earns revenue, helping sustain its mission. This is about a 40-second clip. Watch how our DePIN sharing economy empowers communities.
This school is a key part of the sharing economy model that we've created. The school becomes the Air Node host. They're the installer of the satellite backhaul. They're also providing a mesh network to further away properties so that they can sell home and business internet. All of these commercial opportunities will bring revenue into the school, which makes their operations much more sustainable long-term than having to be dependent on charitable donations. One of the parts of this project that we're doing, we've provided a whole load of tablets for the children and teachers to use, in which they'll be utilizing the Giggle Academy app.
So even though the Bitcoin price is down, so cool to see the innovation happening in crypto. And very quickly, next coin on today's list, coming in at under $1, is Ondo, currently about 82 cents. And the news today, if you're in Washington, D.C., you've seen this. American markets, global access. Ondo is unlocking access to U.S. financial markets for everybody. Our billboards in DC highlight the vital role of tokenization ahead of key policy discussions, meaning this was specifically put in place around DC in preparation for the SEC's Crypto Task Force roundtables in the DC Blockchain Summit, which happened. Congress people and regular people from all over saw this. And while this is an ongoing story, click subscribe to Altcoin Daily, because the minute any of these projects get an update, I will make a video, I will keep you updated, and comment down below which altcoin I missed, like all we see tomorrow.